is Martin Mudge. I'm 38, I'm self-employed, and this is my son Finlay Mudge. I have a wife called Donna, and we live in Colesbourne in Cheltenham. Finlay suffers from optic atrophy, which is a wastage of the optic nerve. He's registered blind, and he has a vision of 3 in 60. So that means he has a lot of difficulty seeing things that are in the distance and also reading text. You know, we don't let it hold us back a lot. Finlay does a lot of things like cycling and plays a lot of sports and things. However, obviously at school, this does really affect him.
I can't believe I can still do sports and stuff. I like spending time with my family doing skiing and friends doing skiing because it's a new experience. And I like experiencing cool stuff.
Broadly, Finlay needs someone to support him creating the right font size so that he can read it in school. And I think that was the basic provision that we had when he was at primary school. Had the kind of notes typed up so he could read them after, and had books and materials that he would need to work from in class sized up to the right level. Well, without those things, he wouldn't have been able to read the text and he wouldn't have been able to work on the actual curriculum in the same way as the other children did. That effectively ratcheted up because the primary school costs were not massively different. When it came to secondary school, they were significantly different. The school that the LEA wanted him to go to was just very harsh. There were lots of obstacles, there was poor levels of support for people with vision impaired children.
I wouldn't be able to play and all that because of my eyesight, and I'd like to be put on some other thing where I'd do sports on my own.
The outlook for him at break times was because the class and the school was so busy with so many children, they would allocate a classroom where he could sit and then his friends could come in and speak to him. Well, you can just imagine if he'd been sort of sat in a classroom waiting for friends to come because it was too dangerous for him to go out and play. What kind of impact does that have on a child? So we engaged in an educational psychologist, and we also engaged with a QTVI from the National Blind Children's Society. They came back with a report, and their report really was that neither school would meet Finlay's needs and that it would need to be New College Worcester to best meet his needs. The LEA has a focus on putting kids into the local school, regardless of cost. We actually analysed a child who was already at the school, and their support cost was in excess of £50,000. Yet, on a cost basis, the options that we were looking at were cheaper. But the LEA just wanted to plough on and put him into an inappropriate school purely because then they didn't have to worry about spending money out of county. If you go into it unprepared and without the right kind of support and the right kind of advice, and unfortunately that does cost money, but you do have to spend it, then you will lose. There's a high probability. We started seeing the LEA armouring up and bringing in kind of some heavyweight kind of support on their side, and we knew that we needed also a similar level of support. And when we spoke to Govinda, there was just a real passion behind her. She really knew her stuff. She had a very clear goal. Probably Govinda and my wife's first call was probably well over an hour. And that kind of reassurance and comforting is really important. We phoned up Finlay on the day and told him the great news about where he'd be going to school.
I felt ecstatic and I just was really happy.
So in this school, obviously everyone has the same or a similar sort of condition, and so everyone is battling those kind of challenges. Broadly, I'm really happy that he's in the right place. I can kind of rest assured knowing that he's getting the education he needs, he's getting the support and skills that he needs to be an independent adult.